to do it right, I think it's important to allow time for people to, you want to allow time for people to read your book and provide you with reviews. That's something that we did. We actually sent out what they call ARCs, or advanced read copies, to various people so that they could read the book. And most of those people will require 60 to 90 days for them to read it and provide their review. You want to allow time for that. And you want to allow time for you to get the marketing out there so people are anticipating the release of the book, and then it's there. Like I said, I could have had books in October, November, and they could be in a box in my garage, not going anywhere.
Absolutely. No, that's very true. And that happens every single day. Every day there's an author that's kicking out a book, but you know, they don't have the mechanism to really get it out of the garage. And that's kind of sad. Or they'll go around to all these individual bookstores and they'll get a few copies in, but they quickly run out of steam because it's like, you know, you can't get it out like that. So, yeah. Let me mention a little book that, I just say little, a book that I'm working on as well. It's a children's book for the first time. Decided to look at it. It's called Candy from Heaven. It's a story that I, you know, just kind of came up with one day and kind of hit me. And it's a story that I think has a, you know, a cute little, well, I've gotten good reviews on it, let's put it that way, from the ones who matter, the first and second graders. They like the story, that's all that counts. But Marky Polite, a local illustrator, has done a fantastic job of illustrating the book. And it's also in the sort of pre-release stage here. This is the prototype you're looking at now. We just did a short run, and we're hoping to kind of, like I said, clean it up and get it out there to all of the schools and libraries and every place else. But it's called Candy from Heaven. I love the little story, and I hope that you will one day see it in the bookstore and consider picking it up. The kids seem to like it, and like again, that's all that counts. Amen. Amen. Well, thank you so much again, Terri, for coming on, because this is a great book that you got out, and I like the packages. I like the work that Janita's doing. I don't think we mentioned the fact that Janita is from Harrisburg, by the way.
Yes, she is,
Janita
and she's
Jackson.
an author.
She's an author.
She's an
yes,
author
she,
as well.
A very good author, in fact.
Just released her second book, did she not?
Yeah, she's releasing her second book. Yes.
Yeah, and doing the same kind of process that you're walking through with
Absolutely.
everything, right? Making things happen. Okay. So the one thing that I hope that you will do also is to, you know, keep appearing at various venues so that people can actually hear you. Because one thing I think that happens is, you know, folks have an idea about writing a book, but they don't know what you know now. They don't know about the mechanism of getting it out there and that kind of thing. So not only do you become an author, but you become sort of like a teacher as well now, because you can help other people, right?
Yeah, as I've gone to different venues so far at our appearances, people come up to me and say, I want to write a book, or I've been working on a book, but like you said, they don't really know what to do next.
That's right.
And I have encouraged a few people, you know, just continue with it. You know, continue putting your thoughts down on paper, and then, you know, I'm giving them Janita's name, you know, as a good person that they can consult with about what they can do next. But I have been encouraging people.
Yeah, and you know, that whole process, and everybody has their way. I remember Diane McKinney-Whetstone, when we interviewed her, said that she literally got up between 5 and 7 every single day and wrote her book. And that was her thing. If she didn't get up at 5 o'clock and write to 7, her day that was messed up, you know. But that's how she got her book out. You did your 10 pages, whatever hours it took, took you 30 days to really kind of, you know, so whatever it takes for you, the person out there viewing the show today, to get your project done, get it done. You know, and it can be big, large, small. It doesn't have to be something like someone else's. Do you think people may compare you to a Terry McMillan kind of, you know?
I don't think so.
No?
No, I don't think so. Again, there's a lot of books out, there's a lot of authors out there, and the one thing that I want to mention, you talked about the event we were at on Saturday at the State Museum. A bunch of authors there. For me, it wasn't like a competition.
No,
I think we all have, you know, a different voice, just like we all have different personalities.
Absolutely.
So, you know, it didn't matter to me that I was sitting next to, you know, or in between different authors, and actually the young man that I sat next to has published 5 or 6 books. And I actually enjoyed the fact that I was able to talk to him and get some information from him about that process. But, you know, there's so many different genres, there's so many different, you know, like even my mom said she thought she was a murder mystery type reader, but now maybe she'll you know, continue to pick up other books.
But I remember over the holidays, whatever, someone mentioned those at Pandora, the radio, free radio
Yes,
thing.
yes.
And one of the things that they do is, if you say, I like, you know, Aretha Franklin, then they'll give you other authors, artists
Right.
that are similar to
Yes.
that. So part of what I think happens to a good author is that people say, well, if I like this kind of job, well, let me consider this one, you know. So I'm hoping that these people will begin to, you know, think in terms of, because they don't know you necessarily, so
exactly.
it's like, oh, this might be similar to, and they give you a look, and then next thing you know, boom. So you have to kind of build up that audience, understanding that people are looking for something. You
Right.
know, they don't just go out there to 50 different thousand authors. You pretty much have someone that you like,
Right.
and then you start going after, you know. So I
Well,
hope people
that's
find
why the pre-release advertising and marketing is important, as well as those reviews I mentioned before. If you get a good review from someone that someone else knows,
Yeah.
another author that people follow, that can be huge.
By the way, you mentioned that you may be going to some of these gigantic book fairs around the country.
Actually, I am. I am going to be going to the National Black Book Festival in June down in Texas.
In Texas.
Yes, I'm already scheduled to appear there, to go there. I'm not a featured author, but I'm one of the authors that's on the list to be there.
That's great, good
Yep.
stuff. You know, Pat and I for years have gone down to Philadelphia. They had the, you know,
Yeah,
various
there's one.
book
I'm going
festivals.
to the one in Philadelphia also in April.
Good. That's excellent. Okay,
right.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Going
is
to
that the
that.
one with the arts, what is it called? Art Sanctuary, I think, sponsors it. It's
I'm
a big,
not sure.
Maybe not, but anyhow, yeah, it's
Going
great
to
thing.
that.
But that's a good way to get noticed and to meet other authors
Right.
and find out something about
There's
the business.
all. I mean, I'm finding there's all kinds of events. There's another one in August in LA that I'm looking at.
Okay.
Going to as well. So there. I mean, it's I could go somewhere every month.
That's right. Yes, you could.
You know, into a different venue. There's so many different. I'm actually looking into a cruise. There's a literary cruise
Oh, that sounds great.
that authors.
Okay, we'll go
go
with
to.
you.
Yeah. Bring a friend.
I'll bring Candy from Heaven. I know they want that book. Anyhow, that's wonderful. Good, good,
Now,
good.
tell how do people get in touch with you? Because you have a website.
I do. My website is www.authorterryd.com. Has some information about me. There's pre-order information on that website as well. I'm also on Facebook. I have a fan page on Facebook, Author Terri D. My email address is authorterryd@gmail.com if you want to email me. That's about it.
That's
All
good
right.
stuff. That's great. Well, Terri, this has been good.
Yes.
Congratulations again.
Thank you.
You know,
Thank
you've
you.
done a fantastic job, and you know, I hope that people will, you know, go out and consider reading this book because it's a new author. She did a great job. Got a wonderful endorsement here, and I know it's going to be a blessing to you and to all the people that you know.
Yes.
It's called Yesterday's Lies.
Yesterday's
Author
Lies.
Terri D is in the house. Okay. Hey, see you next time here on Life Esteem. And remember now, we're always on WHP TV as well as, you know, WHBG TV. And we want to thank both of those stations for doing what they do. See you next time. Goodbye. Good stuff.